island of Kauai for the last four and a
Sorry.
half years. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be a part of this Ohana and be able to share all the things that I learned in my Girl Scout career and journey with the next generation.
Hey, thank you. Marissa's going to help me a lot today just to discuss the higher awards as she just did a higher awards summit. So a lot of that information is going to be on here. So we really appreciate having her as always. And then we have Ashley, our Maui County Island Manager as well. Oops, I kind of got the emails mixed up, but I'll send out the correct resource guide. All right. So we're on Mentimeter. If you could explain what does community service mean to you for our word cloud? Could be anything that um, you've engaged in the past. Yay, Juliana. I love that. It is our love. It is our responsibility as not even Girl Scouts, but I would say as just residents of the islands to give back. And it's just such a rooted pillar in our everyday life. Yay! Awesome. I'm gonna actually take a picture of this really quick. Oops. Awesome. Thank you guys. Really sweet. Yay! Thank you so much. Oh, love that. Love and yay. And again, we're recording this, so you'll be able to watch it. But thank you so much for sharing that. And again, I always said this, but this is always come back to this when you're asking why. I know sometimes the girls can, as they're growing, it's important to explain why we give back to the community and connect. So always remember these words in this word cloud when you're trying to demonstrate your why of we giving back. When they're in the midst of their higher awards, why we're doing the things that we do. So thank you so much for sharing. I love the connection one and the love one's big and positivity. Awesome. Sustainability is awesome. Okay, thanks guys. All right. So just to get into it, um, community service is more than just an activity. It is an expression of the Girl Scout promise and law in action. I love this quote from Juliet Gordon Low herself saying the work today is the history of tomorrow, and we are its makers. So through hands-on service, Girl Scouts build empathy, teamwork, leadership skills while living out the Girl Scout promise and law. Each act of kindness creates ripples that reach families, schools, and communities across Hawaii. And like the community in Hawaii is so tight knit and needs a lot of community support and building each other up by volunteering your time. Um, so these experiences really lay the foundation of a bronze, silver, and gold award. And these are the highest awards in Girl Scouting. And just like that, we're going to get into the higher awards. This is the main aspect of community service in Girl Scouts. Okay. Community service naturally grows into leadership through the Girl Scout Higher Awards pathway. Each award builds on its last, from team-based service to the independent leadership. So we'll break it down through each level. So what are higher awards? These are the bronze, silver, and gold awards. So bronze awards, levels junior, grades 4 through 5, focuses on teamwork and focused on improving the local community, making a positive impact. And the minimum hours is 20 hours. The Silver Award focuses on creating a sustainable impact. So sustainability is really important in this. I know someone mentioned that in the word cloud. Yes, sustainability is super important on the Silver Award. This can be a small group or individual work. And this is the level of cadet, so middle school age, 6 through 8. And the minimum hours is 50 hours for this one. And the Gold Award for seniors and ambassadors, so grades 9 through 12, is an independent project. So no groups in this one. It's an independent project that a girl is devoting her time on. And girls individually identified, researched, and addressed a root cause or an issue in the community specifically, combating it, coming up with solutions. And the minimum hours for this one is 80 hours. A little bit more on the prerequisites, community service hours, and the group size, just in a chart. The thing we didn't touch on in this one was the prerequisites, which we'll get into, but the Bronze Award comes with one Junior Journey Award or a Leadership Award. We'll get into what these mean. The Cadet is one Cadet Journey, Leadership Award, or completed bronze. Wait, is that correct, Marissa? It can be either or a Leadership Award and a Bronze Award.
So, as we discussed in our life skills week, the new leadership awards are coming out, and we're in kind of a transitionary year, getting rid of retiring journeys. So it is either or. So either one cadet journey or one leadership award, or you have completed your bronze award. After this year, it won't be so either or. We'll have more firm guidelines once the former journeys are officially retired.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying that. I just wanted to make sure I got that right. It was either or, but like Marissa said, it is transitionary. Um, and like I was saying, they kind of build up on each other. So you're not able to commit to fulfilling your gold award without having done a journey in the past, a leadership award, or completing a bronze award. So just know that they kind of go with the girls as the girls age, similar to the progression charts we've done. There's like levels. And then with the gold, like I was saying, 2 senior or ambassador journeys, leadership award, and then must have completed the silver award. So that one is super important. And this is must have been done independently. Just a little bit of written steps. I won't go into this in too much detail, but similar to what I was just saying, a little bit more guidelines, a little bit more of what they represent. So with bronze, I liked here that it said it represents what Girl Scouts can achieve in their communities. Silver, I love that it represents a girl's accomplishments in Girl Scouting and her community as she works and grows to improve her life and the lives of others, again, with a highlight on sustainability in the community. And the Steps for a Gold Award represents that it shows how the girls have made a sustainable impact on the world and continues to last beyond their involvement. So a lot more research and planning with that one. Okay, Marissa, do you want to explain a little bit about this chart?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as Kiara's been saying, it is very similar to our progression charts in other pillars of our organization. So for juniors, when earning their bronze award, you'll see that the required element to make sure that the girls have full understanding of the project that they are working towards is identifying a root cause, and not only becoming the leaders in these projects, but identifying community leaders that can help mentor them along the way. And we touch base on what it means to be sustainable. So even at the bronze award level, some examples of that can be building a bridge for your local service unit for the bridging ceremonies. It can be beautifying your school campus or the area in which your troops meet. Something that is low planning and doesn't require a lot of time, again, within that 20-hour time frame. But even like painting the hopscotch on the sidewalk at the school is sustainable because it'll last more than a month or more than that instantaneous gratification. So we do touch base on that, but it's not a required element of the bronze award. But as you see, when you go into silver and gold award, you start to touch into things like how do you create a measurable goal? Are you utilizing your SMART goals? Are you setting up a timeline for yourself? And then you really want to identify and touch on, is it a community, national, or global issue? And does your project have the potential to expand larger than what you're currently doing? I know a lot of girls sometimes take their silver award as kind of like a practice run for their gold award. So, for example, some silver awards, mine when I was a Girl Scout is I created hand-tied fleece blankets and donated them to local police stations to detectives to give to children who got pulled out of their homes and into ward of the state foster home situations. And then it was expanded on in my gold award, as far as how do we give families these resources? How do we give children these resources once they're in the foster care system or a ward of the state to have that sense of confidence and ownership of their own personal belongings? So really being able to, again, building block, understand these concepts and grow into them as you grow with Girl Scouts.
Great, thank you so much. Oh, I love hearing about other Girl Scouts that's completed their gold and silver awards too. It's so inspiring. Okay, quick quiz before we continue. Which of the following awards that we mentioned really focuses on sustainability? I know that most of them, all of them highlight it, but yeah, the introduction of it focuses on how to make that lasting impact. Everyone wants. Yay, awesome. Yay. Everyone was paying attention. Thank you guys. Yay! That's four. Awesome. Good job, guys. And we're gonna get a little bit more into that in the next slide. Okay, so like Marissa was saying, there's a little, not a little, there's a prerequisite pathway that comes with completing a higher award. Actually, I don't know why the bronze award. Oh yeah. Um, like she was saying, girls have to complete at least one leadership award or one journey, which we'll get to in the next slide. That's going to expire for the journey in July of 2026 or no, September 2026. The books will be available for purchase until June 2026. But for leadership awards, these just need to be completed before they want to start. So there's not really like an expiration date time frame like the journeys is. But they do need to complete one of these awards in order to start working on the bronze. And if you remember from the life skills, each of these have a specific type of leadership aspect as their leadership award. So like True North was about personal leadership versus teaching leadership was about working with youth, giving back to the youth and counseling, and then community advocacy, which was closest to the higher awards, is going to be about taking action. So this is a little chart of what awards are needed for each. So this is like either or. And to expand on that a little bit with the journeys, as you probably remember this from the life skills pillar, but like I said, the girls have to complete at least one leadership award with no time frame or a one journey before September 20th, 2026 in order to start working on a higher award. These books will be available for purchase until June 2026 from the GSUSA website. And as long as you've completed one of these journeys before this date, they won't expire as prerequisite requirements for your higher award. We just have to make sure to notate them in the proper timeline. So do make sure when the girl completes it to notify council or your island manager so we can notate it. But again, the journeys will retire on September 30th. Sorry if I said 20th, September 30th. And that is something the girls have to do. And this is not just for it's a prerequisite and it won't benefit them. This really helps them gain the knowledge and understanding of what is required, each task and how to apply it, how to plan for it before jumping into wanting to start a higher award role because it is a lot of time and commitment once you're going to start it. Girls, it's like similar to the progression chart that we had. You want to make sure that they're easing into things before just jumping into something really difficult that they're not ready for, that they don't have experience in doing. And okay. And then with the volunteer roles, every Girl Scout experience is powered by volunteers who bring their unique talents, passions, and perspectives to the table. So there isn't just one way to volunteer. Our movement does thrive because of the many roles that work together to support the girls' growth. So being a volunteer of and a mentor and supporter of a girl that is completing a higher award doesn't look one way. We do have a bunch of volunteer and adult guides to help structure the higher awards and to guide the girls through them. And that can be researched on Girl Scout USA website, and I have them attached to the end of this presentation in the resource guide. And this chart just shows the needed volunteer roles to have the girls when monitoring them and monitoring their higher award progress. So as you can see, the bronze needs 1 to 2 troop leaders, and so does silver, which usually a healthy troop does have. And bronze should be a facilitator and partner, as it's a team effort of the girls. It should be girl-led on their project. That's just a monitor partnering with the girls, taking them to where they need to go. The silver word being a little bit more challenging and could be individual. Having a sort of coach figure could be really helpful for them, giving them a little bit more guidelines, coaching them through the process, mentoring them, guiding them a little bit more. It's a little more rigorous thing. And like I said, there are guides for silver and gold. And gold will be needed a little bit more hands-on subject matter experts, guides, mentors, figures, assisting them, since it is super individual for the girl. The girls will probably have questions, and just showing them what is locally available, resources that are locally available, and having a project team outside of your troop can be really helpful with coaching, mentoring the girl to fulfill the Gold Award community aspect, since this specific award is about how did someone have results, measurable results in completing something that was affecting the community. Okay, and now we're gonna switch over to watching a couple of short videos that really help understand the higher awards in just like an easy way and get you some inspiration on just to get you inspired for your girls. So we'll start with bronze.
I'm Sophia. I'm Lexi. Hi, I'm Fiona. I'm Samantha. We're part of Girl Scout Troop 7245, and we're here at Sand Springs Animal Control Facility. And we would like to share our Bronze Award project with you. We chose to work at our local animal shelter. We love animals and we are proud of our community. We mostly take care of dogs and cats, but sometimes you might find a funny dog. They even have chickens and turkeys that live here. We asked them how we could help, and they said that they needed more food donations. We did to make an after-hour donation box, and this is how it works. Open the lid. Now people can donate whenever they can without it being ruined by the weather or eaten by critters. Please donate if you can and when you can, and don't forget to spay and neuter your pets. Yay!
Okay, can you guys still see this? Okay.
This one I can't hear volume. Don't know if you've got it.
Oops. Wait, no volume. Can we hear it?
Yeah.
I live in Gaza Arena and I'm 11, and came up with the idea to build another little pantry because during COVID, I didn't know there were so many families that had food insecurity. So, and I wanted to.
Be it hereby known that the town of Richfield, Connecticut expresses its congratulations, appreciation to Ruby Walker for her position to address childhood hunger and for her outstanding community service to the town of Richfield. Ruby's Little Pantry is not only thoughtful, but is a true example of what it means to show compassion. One, two, three.
This is a PSA from Girl Scouts of Hawaii.
If you're on the beach, get a lifeguard. They are trained to help save lives. Lifeguard. When you see a teen or adult collapse, immediately call 911. Interlock your fingers, knuckles up, the heel of the hand on the center of the chest. Push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. If you are exhausted, have someone take over CPR. Here, take over. Like this? Yep, you're doing great. Continue pushing until help arrives. Remember the 2 steps of hands-only CPR. Call 911. Push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. By remembering these 2 steps, you can help save a life.
Okay, so that was one that the girls did on PSA and CPR, and that was their deliverable. And then we have 2 more, and these are about the more higher awards, so gold awards and silver awards.
Problems are everywhere, ever growing, affecting everyone. Some might get bogged down, stressed out, and overwhelmed, but these girls, they are Gold Award Girl Scouts, and they take action now.
I am proud to be a Girl Scout. I'm a Gold Award Girl Scout.
6,000 Gold Award Girl Scouts a year are creating real change, tackling society's grand challenges, one issue at a time.
For my Gold Award project, I founded the Girls First Junior program, which is to get middle school girls interested in math and science. I created documentary films, a playlist, a website, and a curriculum on the topics of child marriage, human trafficking, and gender inequity. Note to Self was about empowering girls to learn about themselves emotionally and take care of themselves emotionally. I created a nonprofit called Junior Ocean Guardians. And through that, I also created a challenge called No Stress November. I love being a Girl Scout because it transformed me from a shy girl to a vocal STEM advocate. It really helps us channel our passions into actual action. I wouldn't be who I am without Girl Scouts today.
One girl can change the world. These girls have changed the world. Together, Gold Award Girl Scouts are tackling society's grand challenges, creating change today for a better tomorrow.
Can one girl change the world? One girl can totally change the world, but a whole bunch of girls can change the universe.
One more.
I'm Laura, and I'm a Gold Award Girl Scout. I'm here to give you advice on how to think about your Gold Award. Today, with the help of some other Gold Award Girl Scouts, we're going to cover 5 important things every Gold Award should have. As part of your Gold Award, you should address the root cause of an issue you are passionate about. Remember, the actions you take must address a real need and have long-term benefit. Demonstrate leadership. Develop a solution with sustainable impact. Measure your success. Show a national or global link to your effort. So you might be wondering, what does that actually look like when you translate it into the real world? The root cause of an issue means why you're doing something. For my project, I started a religious nursery program for children aged 3 to 5 at my church. The root cause there was the lack of access to early religious education. For my Gold Award, I developed soil moisture sensors to help conserve water on farms because of the global water shortage. To use my Gold Award, for example, I implemented a child abuse awareness and prevention curriculum in schools all around Puerto Rico. My root cause was the lack of awareness of child abuse.
My root cause was a lack of awareness and respect for our veterans. To combat this issue, I spoke with local students to give them more information about our veterans, and I refurbished World War I and World War II monuments within my town.
Leadership is really important when you're doing your Gold Award. Leadership doesn't mean that you have to do everything yourself. Definitely look to the people around you. My parents were a huge help. The congregation of my church was so helpful. Everyone played a part. There was no way I could have done it all by myself. Your Gold Award has to be sustainable. I knew that my impact would last a long time because I got my curriculum implemented into a health class curriculum in Puerto Rico. My project was sustainable because the farmers continue to use my technology to this day. It's really important to set goals and track your impact. I knew my project was successful because farmers were reporting a 25% water reduction on farms. It's important to show how your Gold Award connects to a larger world. My campaign focused on child abuse, which isn't only an issue in Puerto Rico, but in this country and in the whole world. Lack of access to early education is a huge problem all over the world. For me, I was able to help tackle that on Long Island, but it's also a huge problem in New York State, our country, and all over the world. And I'm really glad that I was able to do my part. You never know how much you can do or how far you can go until you try. Your impact might start local, but it can definitely go global. That's it from us today. We can't wait to see how you will change the world.
Yay, awesome. Hope that was a little bit easier to understand about how girls can practically get these awards. And like the girls were saying, it's really moldable to your community. Okay, so like they were saying, when you're planning, 5 questions to think about when deciding on a higher award. What's the community issue you care about, or the root cause, as they said? Who is affected by this issue? So think about the audience, the community effects, whether it's you, whether it's early age 3 to 5 children, farmers in the community, like the girls were saying. Who does it affect? And also, why is that important to you? Who can mentor or support your efforts? So think of who has knowledge on this issue and who can help you. Like the girls were saying, you don't have to do this alone. It's an individual, the Gold Award will be an individual project. But even outside of your group, if you have a group doing your bronze or silver, who can mentor you on this? Who has the knowledge, the expertise? And then think of a way your project can continue after your involvement. So sustainability, measurability, that goes to think of how you will measure your impact, whether that's if the girl that had farmers use her technology, and whether or not for ours with the girls with the CPR first aid, we actually use that video in our first aid training. So just how will that be measured, and you can actually track your impact. And just expand on that, here's another diagram on how to frame your higher word structure if you want to have this for the girls. So you can map out the who, what, and how. We just encourage creativity. Projects can focus on environmental care, education, mental health, or even cultural preservation. So for example, Girl Scout of Hawai'i troops can, like Marissa was saying earlier, build community gardens, work on the school gardens or the campus, organize beach cleanups, launch mental health awareness campaigns that go further into schools or different community platforms, and create cultural education programs for youth. As we have our rich in culture, and the more and more people move here every day, it is really important to spread that awareness around the islands. Just one more little mini roadmap showing the road to a higher reward. So building the team, identifying the issue, and then once you submit the report, you're able to attend the award ceremony that a lot of the girls in the video were attending. And remember to have fun. It is really important when you're working on your project to not see it as something of a burden. I know that it can be difficult, like the 80 hours and the 50 hours even can seem intense, but it is a project, and it's just very fulfilling to be able to do. Always return to your why that we talked about in the beginning with the word cloud, and encourage the girls that they're really making long impacts, and remind the girls to seek council approval for the Gold Award projects. And any activities that require like local permits or something, if they want to do something involving like a state organization that needs approval, we're always happy to work with girls and how they can, if they need advice on where to start. Okay, and my last one of my last Mentimeters before we go into closing is, how can you bring your own hobbies, activities, or work to your Girl Scouts if they want to use it for a higher award, if you can inspire them? So, for example, like this photo with gardening, if you can bring your hobbies to encourage girls with Girl Scouts. We're actually also just curious about this, if anyone has anything they want to share that they're doing with their girls. Give a couple minutes for submission. Awesome. Oh, yeah. Automotive pottery and hiking is great. Yeah, fishing and marine life. Olelo. Awesome. Yeah, just something to think about if you don't feel like sharing today, that you always can bring any skills that you can offer to the girls to make even the process a lot easier for you. So we talk about this for the girls, but the program is still for the volunteers, whatever you can accomplish in your life. Awesome. Yes. Connecting speech and language. Yeah, anything that you're passionate about, the girls will really feed off your passion. If you're pushing them to do any sort of awards, any sort of community service, really important. I know that I got my silver award similar to Marissa in foster children. So it like really grew my love for working with youth, and I worked at a school for a while. Yeah, working at my daughter's school, amazing. Yeah, it's super important to I feel the same way about working in schools, and cultural aspects are so important. And yeah, it could fund her ideas. So yeah, thank you guys for sharing. This was really sweet. Okay, and we did it! Yay! Let's recap really quick what we covered today. So, community service is a Girl Scout pillar and the foundation of leadership and higher rewards. Higher rewards are a natural progression of that service journey. And volunteers do play a key role in guiding girls with compassion and support. And then the Girl Scout community is here to help you. Lean on each other and your island managers for guidance. Always ask counsel if you have a question. And you did it, everyone. Thank you so much again for completing the volunteer training program and taking this important first step in the journey to learn more. Some next steps are to engage in the higher word resources, learn a little bit more about them. Stay connected, stick around, please, and still communicate in the group me, connect with each other. Let us know if you want to connect at all. We are going to try to have a celebration for cohort 1 who has finished this, preferably in person. We're going to try in February. And then again, mahalo so much. The last engagement portion, as we always do, is to do a little scale of how confident do you feel in running your troop from, let's say, even before this. Yay! This meeting from the volunteer, welcome to volunteer training. Just let's see how confident you feel with all the knowledge you have. Also know that you never need to memorize all of the steps. We have submitted them all in the GroupMe, and if you're not in the GroupMe, they're gonna be all on YouTube as we've been recording them, so feel free to always refer back to them. And yeah, we appreciate you. You always can contact anyone as well. And also, yeah, opening up to questions now. So yeah, this is the service project done within a year.
So it depends
Yeah.
on what service project they're working on. So if you're working on your community advocacy pathway for the new leadership awards or any of the journey awards, each of those have their own community service projects within their completion and within their requirements. So those ones can be shorter term service projects within those awards. And then when you get to your bronze, silver, and gold, it has to be completed while you are at that level in Girl Scouts. So for bronze award, it's your time as a registered junior for 4th and 5th grade. For silver award, it is 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And then for gold award, you get the most amount of time because it's 80 plus hours. So you get from 9th grade to 12th grade to work on your gold award. I did just have a Girl Scout this summer complete her silver award in like 3 months because she realized her deadline was ticking. She was bridging on to the next level. So she actually created her own e-bike safety badge to bring awareness to the lack of law surrounding e-bikes here in Hawaii. And she participated at the Wilcox Health and Keiki Bike and Safety event here on Kauai, and even also participated and volunteered to support the Kauai Marathon runners as part of her hours submission for her project. So it depends, to answer your question, it depends on what award you're specifically going for and the service projects that are tied along with them.
Thank you, Marissa. Was that explain your answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yay, thank you so much.
My daughter's only a brownie, but it's good information to see what we can like start learning or thinking of things from now, I guess.
Yeah, like we were
Yeah,
She's only
saying.
brownie.
absolutely.
She just started this year.
Yay!
Is
Well,
she third
welcome.
or second or third grade?
She's in third grade. She's
Okay, so
doing community service at Hawai'i Island Humane Society right
Yay!
now.
yes.
But then I guess later on she can do this awards.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely all of the little projects that the troops do with the Humane Society, with Surfrider Foundation. I know some troops go to Kualoa Ranch and volunteer some time in the Lo'i or other prospective farms across the state. So it's definitely building blocks, right? So they start with smaller
Mhm.
projects, especially as a team, and then they can come up with their own projects and start to invite other members in the community, which I think is the really fun thing. Another quote that Juliet Gordon-Low said that is one of my favorites is to be inspired is great, but to be an inspiration is an honor. So I feel like as we build these girls towards their higher awards, it's sparking that want to inspire the next generation. Just like I was talking about at the beginning of today's presentation, we're really laying the pathway down for our future leaders. So
Mhm.
making sure that they get all those tools and all that support.
Yeah, and I was just gonna add that it just helps as a young age, like with the outdoor progressions and things, that they are starting small and there's a foundation there, and it can really help build a passion if she really likes the Humane Society or she likes going to the Lo'i. And it really helps later on if she's like, I really want to commit to this, to have that network, especially here in Hawaii, that she can really fall back on and they can really encourage her because even though the higher awards are more individual, it really helps. It takes a village, and to have that backing if she's passionate about something is really special. And then we like to introduce them now, so you guys know and you can encourage
Yeah.
them as they're growing. And there's options for you if you stay. A lot of the girls like to kind of
Mhm.
fall off as they get a little bit older, but knowing that there's a lot of opportunities and there's so many benefits, like if you honestly put on like silver awards and gold awards on your resumes for college, they
Yeah.
know that
Totally.
that's a 50-hour
Well,
volunteer. They didn't have to do that.
that's something we really didn't touch on. And
Yeah.
what we've talked about in previous meetings is to look out for additional trainings throughout the year. So, as
Mhm.
Kiara was saying, October is usually our time where we do our higher award summit and have the junior cadets, senior ambassador Girl Scouts come dive deeper into it. But for Gold Award, GSUSA has granted a $5,000 scholarship for each council. So each council has this $5,000 scholarship to hand out to one of the Gold Award recipients each year, to go towards college and all of those things. Not to mention, as Kiara is saying, any additional organizations that you're submitting scholarships for, which I think is really cool. But to
Mhm.
meet your girl where she's at, I think the junior journey or the Brownie journey books are going to
Mhm.
be something really good to introduce that pathway.
Oh, okay. The ones
Journeys,
that you posted
Yes,
on
so
the
I
slide.
can go back. This one
yeah.
here.
So journeys were intended to be like a year-long pathway on a specific type of topic. And
Mhm.
within that pathway, you would be able to earn other badges along the way. So for um, brownie journeys, um, for example, I'm thinking of Wonders of Water. Wow. It's not on this spreadsheet because this is only juniors through ambassadors,
Mhm.
but the Brownie Wonders of Water talks about water conservation, how do you use water for renewable energy, how does the earth rely on water, and really understanding all of that aspect. So finding like looking more into those journey books and finding maybe something that fits into um
Yes, yeah.
animals or
Mhm.
teamworks, things like that, that can be
Yeah.
again that pathway and that introduction into
Mhm.
the next phase. Yeah, that's why like as sad as we are to see journeys go, they've served their purpose, they've served their
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
People aren't really treating them as like a year-long pathway anymore. Um, we're trying to get through them in a weekend or a
Oh.
camp, and
Mhm.
they've just moved away from what they were absolutely intended to be. So we're simplifying with these new leadership awards, and meeting girls where they're at. Once you get your hands on one of these journey books, you'll see what
Mhm.
I'm saying because it's like Girl Scouts was trying to do a um guided journal and trash me journal before they really came out to the market. So they're really dense at
Yeah, they're super
times. They have
dense.
a lot of like journal entry writing. But again, it's because it's focusing on one topic and intended to be done throughout a year,
Mhm.
and focus on other badges at the same time. So
Oh, okay. Well, so that I
Yay.
can get those on the
Girl Scout
Girl Scouts
USA.
USA. Okay.
Yeah, just look up, you
yeah,
can honestly look up just Journey Books, Girl Scout
Mhm.
USA, and the links are at the end here too. I've linked everything, but they're really easy to find online. Just look up Girl Scouts USA
Mhm.
Journeys. So down here
Okay.
there'll be a way you can purchase them.
Okay.
and if anyone is
Cool.
on Kauai watching this recording, my office has
Mhm.
plenty. So just come see me first because I have
Oh,
them
okay.
in person. Um,
Yay.
Oh.
but
We
you'll also
appreciate you.
find the resources on Volunteer Toolkit. So as long as you're a registered volunteer and have
Mhm.
access to your MyGS account, even as a parent, you should be able to get into Volunteer Toolkit and see like if your troop's working on one of these, you can kind of see the activities that they're choosing to do. Um, but yeah, like Kiara said, lots and lots of resources out there. The internet is a beautiful tool, as long as we know how to use it, right?
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Great questions. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Of course. And if anyone has any questions, Awesome. Guys, thank you for finishing. We're going to try to have a celebration in February, and we're also going to have a volunteer appreciation event. We're workshopping it now in April. We'd love to see you all there and meet in person and connect. But thank you so much. Have a good night. Again, of course, all of the recordings and everything will be sent out at the end of this week when we finish the program to the GroupMe. So if you're not in that yet, please feel free to join. Here's the link one more time if you don't have it. I think most people in this chat are, but thank you again, guys. We appreciate you.
Have a
Thank
great week,
you.
guys. Thank you.
Bye bye. Thanks, guys.